Hi guys, Frank here. It is Wednesday, November the 15th. Just wanted to get a quick update video out to let everyone know where we're at with Coinpressions, what's going on in the future with Coinpressions2, and kind of where we are in the process with Coinpressions2. But Coinpressions first, I'm actually on the index page of our referral link. All of you watching this video hopefully knows where that link is and knows what your referral link is, and you're actually advertising and getting some traffic to your website. But you'll see here some of the things we do on our referral link is display some stats. You'll see that we've now delivered 653,000 advertising impressions. But what I'm really more proud of than the impressions, if you log into your back office, you'll see that one of the stats we share in the company stats on your dashboard page is actual clicks on the ads, that is traffic to our members' referral, links of their other opportunities. We've delivered over 8,700 clicks, real clicks, to our members' opportunities. So what I see when I log into the admin panel is a lot of members have never used their ad credits in the back office. So I encourage you to, you purchased the product, and your product was each month is 5,000 of each of our banners, the 468 by 60 and 125 by 125, and 10,000 text ad credits each month. Use those credits and get some traffic going to your other opportunities. We have a really high click-through rate for an advertising platform, extremely high click-through rate for an advertising platform than most that I've been in. Just one little bit of advice there. I see a lot of people placing ads in Coinpressions, driving traffic to their Coinpressions referral link. That is something that you never want to do in any ad platform program. Your audience is already members of this program. The majority of them are. We do have some outside traffic on the referral link and a few other places that we're getting outside traffic, but primarily the traffic is people that's already exposed to Coinpressions. So you want to use your ad credits here to advertise other opportunities that you're involved with. If you're in other advertising platform programs where you have credits there, that's where you want to advertise Coinpressions, is to that audience, because the good chance they're not exposed to Coinpressions yet. So that's where we're at on the advertising. If you haven't used your credits, get in there and use your credits. The BEP payout, the second one, will be coming up in a little over 2 weeks. We're at the midway point of November. A few people were a little bit confused about that. Some people think as soon as they make their renewal payment, they should see BEP funds in their back office immediately. That's not the way it works. That's explained on the How It Works page. If you don't understand the break-even pool, reach out to your upline. If your upline don't understand it, then keep reaching up. And if you need to, reach out to me and I'll explain it. But it's very simple. We pay the BEP distribution once each month. We pay it the first week of every month for the previous month. So our next BEP distribution or payout will be the first week of December. And those that qualify will be any member that made a renewal payment. In other words, they renewed their Coinpressions subscription in the month of November. Doesn't matter if you joined in September or October. You had to join in one of those months because we launched in September, or you had to join in October to make a renewal payment in the month of November. Then we're going to look at all of those members that made a renewal payment, and the members that did not earn $29.95 or more. In other words, they're not at break even or better from the matrix. And that includes matrix pay and matching matrix pay. If you didn't make more than $29.95 in the month of November and you made a renewal payment, you renewed your subscription, you will be qualified for an equal share of the BEP that we pay out in the month of December. So very simple. If you don't understand, go to the How It Works page. If you still don't understand, reach out to your upline and ask them to explain it to you. I'm sure they know, and they'll be happy to talk to you and explain everything in detail. But it's very simple. I just explained it right there in just a couple of minutes. So that is Coinpressions. So Coinpressions2. We are actually, in my opinion, we're well ahead of schedule from where I expected to be. So I think, barring any major setbacks, we are on pace to do as we say here, launch in early January, which is a perfect time right after the holidays to launch a very simple 2x2, $2 one time to get started. So we've actually cloned, this is Coinpressions2.com. Coinpressions2.com. It's just a placeholder. So what we did, we actually cloned Coinpressions to have a working platform. The join link is turned off, so no one can join. But you can see that the members are scrolling through here that have joined Coinpressions, but they're actually not in here yet. That gives me, that makes my testing much easier, because I'm able to test with a lot of people already loaded into the database here. They're just inactive, and they don't have an active account. So I don't have to actually manually add a bunch of members right now. We're doing a dual registration. So you can see here some of the highlights. A 2x2 cycler. It's a 10-stage. We haven't named the stages yet, so for now we're calling them stage 1 through stage 10. We will we'll probably name the stages. We may do some fun stuff and have some of our members that are on board with us kind of participate in some of the progress as we go along, and maybe help them. Maybe one of the things we'll do is we'll have maybe a contest to name the 10 stages, something creative, and if whatever we go with, maybe we'll do something for them in Coinpressions2. Don't know that. That's just something I threw out there that I was thinking of as we did it. I want to have names for each stage, not just stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and get creative with that. So a planned launch is early January, and ideally I would like to launch the first week of January. We'll see where we're at. That is the perfect time for an opportunity to launch right after the holidays. And a lot of people out there are looking for ways to earn extra income right after Christmas, and it's a perfect time. And especially when we'll start out here as little as $2 one time. So a couple of things we're going to do here for Coinpressions members. If you are an active Coinpressions member, meaning you have a subscription that is active, you've not let it become expired, or you've not gone through the grace period and it's been deleted, you have to be an active paying member. Whenever we launch, that's how we're going to start our company in Coinpressions2. We're going to load all of the active members in Coinpressions are going to get a free stage 1, whatever we're going to call it, a free $2 position in the new Coinpressions2, and it's going to be in sponsor order. In other words, you don't have to do anything. You're gonna have a position in there. You're going to get the exact same login that you have now. So basically, we're going to bring over your profile information into here, and your login information will be identical, and you will have an active position that will pay out commissions to you. In some cases, many of you are going to cycle before we even launch the company, because you've done what you should be doing. You've built a decent sized organization in Coinpressions that's going to follow you. They don't have to do anything. They're going to follow you into Coinpressions2. And then with each renewal after we launch, with each renewal, you're going to get a new position in Coinpressions2 every month that you renew, and that will be true for even new members joining. So if we launch, whatever, just pick a date, January the 7th, and a new member joins Coinpressions on January the 8th, they're going to also follow them into Coinpressions2 at no cost to them, and they will be in your Coinpressions2 downline, earning you commissions there, helping you cycle. So something that's a little different that I don't know that's ever been done is actually we're going to integrate these two companies. We're going to integrate them in a lot of ways. You'll see here when I say a lot of integration between the two companies, well, that's one. When someone joins Coinpressions, they're going to also be joining Coinpressions2. So you can build your Coinpressions business, and you're building two businesses at the same time with no additional effort once we launch the sister company, Coinpressions2. Now, it will not work the other way around. When someone joins Coinpressions2 for $2, obviously we can't give them a $29.95 subscription, but they will be registered as a free member in Coinpressions. So, and they will be tied to you. So either way, it's going to work both ways. When you sponsor someone into Coinpressions2, they're also going to be registered at the same time in Coinpressions and tied to you as a sponsor. Same way, after we launch, you register someone in Coinpressions, they're going to be tied to you in Coinpressions2. If and when they upgrade, they will also be in your downline. So that's something that I've never been involved with in any of the opportunities that I've promoted in my 30-something years, and we're trying to do some things different here. So when I say integration, that's one way. There's going to be dual registration. We're also going to have the wallets connected. So if you take off and you build your Coinpressions2 business and you're cycling like crazy and you have income, you're going to be able to move some of that income into Coinpressions if you want to cover your monthly subscription. If you're not in profit there already with the BEP and your downline that you built. So we're going to have some integration between the wallets, so you'll be able to help members that are struggling getting funded. If you've got funds in one business, you can transfer it into the other and transfer it to your downline members. So a lot of integration, a lot of things we're going to do between these two companies. What else here? I mentioned the simultaneous registration, the wallet shared, very affordable, automatic upgrades. As it says Nest, it should be next, so we got a typo there. So automatic upgrades to the next stage and automatic reentries. You don't have to do anything for that. And we're going to do some things. We haven't really decided exactly what we're going to do with the commissions in the 2x2s. But a couple of things that we're going to have. It's a $2 to join. And we're going to do some things with the renewal positions that are going to guarantee that Coinpressions members that are part of the original Coinpressions that are now in Coinpressions2, we're going to do some things with those renewal positions that are going to guarantee that our Coinpressions members, our members that are part of our original opportunity and that join in the future, they will never get stuck on boards in Coinpressions2. There's a couple of things we may do there. One thing we're looking at is possibly having the renewal positions follow the owner instead of follow the sponsor. Now, when you originally join Coinpressions2, all positions are going to follow the sponsor just like it should, but we're going to do some things with the renewal positions. So we may have it follow the owner, meaning that your renewed position each month will go in the first position of your oldest stage 1 or $2 level. Or we may even go with a hybrid program, meaning that your first position or all new members joining Coinpressions2 will be follow your sponsor, and then we may take all of the renewal positions and do those in a company force. That way it will clear off the oldest board. So if we grow Coinpressions to 1,000 plus members, that's 1,000 plus positions each month that's going to go into the oldest available positions in the company in Coinpressions2 to clear off boards, to keep people from getting stuck on boards. So there's a lot of things we can do, and that's one of the unique situations we're in by having our own programmers and not having to use third-party programmers in India, where most of them are, to program. So when we need things done, we can kind of do it on the fly instead of having to put in a work order and then deal with the different time zones and communicating back and forth. We can pick up the phone, talk to our programmers, get on Skype, and do things on the fly that a lot of other opportunities are not able to do. So that's one of the things that we're looking at. Just a lot of other things we're doing there. you'll be able to join multiple stages at one time. So, you might say, well, what if I've got a downline member that's going to join a stage higher than me? Well, that's okay. That's something you're going to have to deal with about, you want to get in as high as you can. But if they do, that's not a problem. So say you're in level 1 and you have someone come in that joins the first 5 or 6 levels, which is very affordable to do. I believe it's only $60 to join through level 5. Then they're ahead of you on those other upper boards, but when you get there and you both cycle, they reconnect. So you'll never lose your downline, but once you catch up to them, if they decide to go in and buy in at a higher level, then they will reposition under you whenever they both cycle. So when you get there and they cycle, they'll come back in the re-entry under you, because remember, the original position is a follow the sponsor. So that's there. We're going to do some things with commissions. We may pay out on the pay line at every level. In other words, pay out 4 commission payments. It's a 2x2, so that's 2 on the first level, 4 on the second. Maybe we may pay out just at a full cycle on the first 5 because they're small. But definitely once we get up to level 6, 7, 8, and 9, we're definitely going to pay out on the pay line. So instead of having to wait until you completely cycle to get your commissions and to get your sponsor bonus, because we're going to pay a 25% sponsor bonus on all commissions in the cycler, just like we're paying in Coinpressions, you're going to be able to get your commissions quicker. Another thing that we're doing, if it's not too difficult to program, is possibly we're going to pay out 10% as the first 5 people join the board, and then 50% of the commissions when the 6th person joins. That may be a little difficult to program, but that's one of the other things we're looking at. That way we can pay out every time someone joins. We can do a payout. But don't hold me to that one, because that's one that we were not sure if we can get programmed in, because it's not set up that way right now. And then definitely on the level 10, which is at $1,000, that's going to pay out $125 on level 1, and I'm sorry, it's going to pay out $250 on level 1 and $500 on level 2. So a really good payout on level 10 here. And I'm almost positive we'll have a few people because that will, can afford to get up to that level very quickly. Because remember, you can buy up at any time. You don't have to wait for cycles. People can buy up at any time. And the buy-in at all-in is not that expensive anyway. I haven't added up. It's probably a little over $2,000 to get all in to all 10 levels. And then you have a very good position in the company when you do that. So with that, I'm going to close this video. I know it got a little long, but a lot to share. And we're going to keep working on Coinpressions2. And as we have more information, I'll get it out there. But again, we're trying to do some things a little different, things that have never been done in this industry. And you're going to see a lot of that with Coinpressions2, with the integration and getting a little bit creative with what we're doing on each of the stages. So it's not just going to be stagnant, every stage the same. We may do some different things on the payouts along the way and get a little creative there, a little bit more money. What we want to do is pay it out on each person, because we can get money in our members' pockets quicker than waiting for the full cycle. So as I have more information, I will get it out to you, but that kind of brings you up to date where we're at right now. For those of us here in the States, we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving next week, so we're going to have some downtime. Got family already in that will be here all this week and all of next week, and a lot more family coming to my house next week. So I'm looking forward to that and spending some quality time with my relatives that live out of state, and my son coming into town, my grandson. So hopefully, if you're in the States and you're celebrating Thanksgiving next week, hopefully if we don't talk before then, have a great holiday. But I'm sure I'll communicate with you before then, since it's still a little over a week away. But with that, going to close this video. Take care, and just reach out to me if you have any questions. Goodbye.